So, as you can see, I have decided to make a tier list for every Dreamworks animated movie as of March 2021. That's what the tier list said. So let's get down to it, shall we? Now, I wanted to make one without all these fucking ads popping up, so I'm sorry. I don't know any websites that do it without ads, because everything needs fucking ads now to, work. But oh well. In the future, if I decide to make another tier list, I'll probably get like an overlay to not cover so it can cover all these fucking annoying ads. But as long as I don't get any pop-up ads, I'm good. Now, I have made 5 categories, as you can see on the left side. They range from haven't seen to, believe it or not, there's actually a few DreamWorks movies I haven't seen, to bad, to meh, to good, to great / Oscar worthy. So, as you can see, it is a shitload of movies, and let's just try to get through this quick because I gotta go into work tonight. So, I'm recording this Thursday at 6:30. Who knows when it'll be up? Hopefully the next morning, Friday. I'm recording this Thursday, December 2nd. So hopefully by Friday, December 3rd or Thursday, December 2nd at night, I'll upload it. But who knows? We'll just have to see. So yeah, let's get to it, shall we? Now the first one is Puss in Boots. I've only seen this movie about twice, I want to say. My sisters really love this movie. But this is from personal experience, so I'll only put it in haven't seen because I don't remember. No, wait, no. I do remember some, but I wouldn't say it's either a good movie or a bad movie. I'd probably say it's between meh, mostly because I don't remember. If I were to see it again, if I were to see it before doing this, I could have made like an easier decision. But for now, it's gonna be meh. So I'm sorry. Kung Fu Panda 2, one of the best sequels in my opinion. Uh, for in general, I like it because it is how do I say, okay. The first Kung Fu Panda villain, I forget his name. Uh, I completely forget his name. The one I remember the most is Kai because, to be honest, that's my favorite Kung Fu Panda, Kung Fu Panda 3. But what I do like about Kung Fu Panda 2 is that the villain is connected to Po. Because if you think about it, in Kung Fu Panda 1, the tiger, or the leopard, he's actually Master Shifu's rival. As to in Kung Fu Panda 3, Kai, he's more of Oogway's rival. So the second one is straight up connected to Po, which is probably why I think it's the better of the 3, but my favorite is still going to be Kung Fu Panda 3. I mean, how can you not love Bryan Cranston? Like, seriously? So that for me is no, that's a great movie. That is a great movie. Kung Fu Panda 1, like I just said earlier, it focuses on it's obviously Poe's origin story. It has to be. But it also focuses a lot on his relationship to Master Shifu, on how he's struggling to train him, on how Master Shifu thinks that Master Oogway is going senile for choosing someone who is clearly not at least physically fitting the bill of the next Dragon Warrior. So I like that they have their own conflicts, or they don't agree on the same. But yeah, I do think it's not as great as a Kung Fu Panda 2 in my opinion, but it is a good movie. So yeah, it's a good movie. Turbo. If you really think about it, and if you really want to get into it, Turbo is just basically DreamWorks' version of Ratatouille. His family tells him he can't do something which he really wants to do. That's number one. He does it anyway. Ratatouille. And towards the end, something happens to. I'm not like trying to avoid spoiling, but I'm just as a comparison. Something happens to where he loses the ability to do what he wants to do. In Ratatouille, the fucking restaurant gets closed down, but it immediately opened. He immediately gets a fucking job opening another one, while the critic goes every day. In this one, he loses his fucking supersonic powers, and well, I mean, I'm not gonna spoil the fucking movie, but watch it for yourself. But over time, even though I like this movie, it's gone from, at least in my opinion, from good to meh. Because it's not one of those DreamWorks movies where I could just pop it in because I want to watch a DreamWorks movie. But yeah, it's not a bad movie, even though, at least in my opinion, remember, all this shit is subjective. You could completely disagree and say that all DreamWorks movies are bad just because they're not made by Disney. Or you can say that all DreamWorks movies are great because they're not made by Disney. It depends on what your stance is. And I love DreamWorks movies more than Disney nowadays. I don't know how I can't explain it, but I do. But let's get back to it. Turbo, even though I like the movie, it's got to go under meh. Because it's just not something I'd choose to watch. Like, if someone is watching it that I want to watch it, I'm like, fuck it, sure, let's watch it. But yeah. Trolls. Trolls is a great movie. I don't give a fuck if you say, "Oh no, it's girly." I don't give a shit. It is a great movie. The only thing I don't like is that they auto-tune Justin Timberlake. The fuck you need to auto-tune him for? He's Justin Timberlake. I'm pretty sure if he's busting a nut, he can hit a high pitch. Or he can fucking sing an acapella song if he's busting a nut. That's my only gripe. I got a message. I don't know who it is. My phone's all the way over there. That's my only gripe with the movie, but other than that, it's a great movie overall. And you know where I'm putting this. Do I think it's Oscar worthy? Probably not. But it is a great movie. Oh shit. Look what's next. Need I say more? Like, I just recently uploaded a video where I saw Spirit Untamed. And I kind of said a few things about the original. And in my reaction to the Spirit Untamed trailer, I actually gave a lot of my opinion. So if you want to know what I said, I'll link both of those videos down below. But we all know where this one is going. Yes. Yes. It's a great movie, and it's an Oscar-worthy movie. Makes sense since it was considered to be the 2002 Best Animated Feature Film until it got defeated by fucking Spirited Away. Now, I've never seen Spirited Away, and I am never going to watch it, mostly because it beat that film. I didn't find this shit out until I was in my 20s. For the longest time, I could have thought, I probably thought, maybe Spirit did win an Oscar. I look it up, it was nominated. It was beaten by Spirited Away. I got nothing against Spirited Away, I've never seen it, but I'm pretty sure it could have been chosen for the best foreign film. It's my opinion, but oh well. Now, Shrek Forever After, I think? Yeah, Shrek Forever After. I don't know where to start with this one. This after the disappointment that was Shrek the Third, which, let's be honest, Shrek the Third is not a good film. Shrek the Third is. I'll get to it. I see it coming up, so I'll get to it whenever. But Shrek Forever After is it's kind of like a welcome pill after the diarrhea that we received. And no, I shouldn't call it diarrhea. I'm being too harsh on Shrek the Third. It's not a great film. Let's just say that. It's not a great film. It's not a good film, to be honest. But Shrek Forever After kind of did a few things that, like, I wouldn't expect for them to work, but they somehow did. So just for that, I'm putting it in good. Even though it's not a movie I've seen often, or I wouldn't really choose to watch it, it's a good film. But yeah, Shrek the Third. Where do I start with this? I was disappointed. I really was disappointed. It recycled a fucking villain. It basically, the dynamic of Shrek and Fiona and Donkey and Puss all together was literally divided. Fiona was, for like most of the movie, imprisoned, while Shrek, Donkey, and Puss go look for her cousin Arthur. Which, if you haven't guessed, it's King Arthur. But there, it's not as wacky as I would well, I mean, it is wacky to a certain point, but compare Shrek 1 and Shrek 2, and now after Shrek Forever After came out, it is not as wacky as those three. Especially after Shrek Forever After, because I'm guessing DreamWorks knew they had to fucking fire on all cylinders after the disappointment of Shrek the Third. I'm sad to say that Shrek the Third, in my opinion, is a bad DreamWorks movie. I'm sorry, but how can you go from being the first movie to ever win an animated Oscar to that, to be honest? I don't know. But in my opinion, it's a bad film. Which I hate saying that there are bad DreamWorks films, because DreamWorks is my favorite animation studio. Which sucks. But what are we going to do, right? On the plus side, Shrek 2 is the best Shrek film. I don't give a fuck what you say. You agree? You don't agree? Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I probably do give a fuck if you agree. But Shrek 2 is the best Shrek film. It has an awesome soundtrack, a badass villain, funny as fuck jokes. Come on, how could you not like Shrek 2? Especially that big ass fucking gingerbread man. What the fuck was his name? I think George knows. I don't remember. But yeah, and we finally get to see the what's his name? The Muffin Man. There we go. We finally get to see the Muffin Man. So yeah, Shrek 2, a great film. By far the best Shrek film. Shrek 1. Shrek 1. What is there to say? The first movie to ever win an animated Oscar. I'm pretty sure that's something DreamWorks is going to hold forever over Disney. Disney probably isn't going to give a fuck, because they've won way more animated Oscar films, whether it's with Pixar or Disney Studios. So Disney ultimately doesn't give a shit. But not everyone can say that they have the movie that won the very first animated Oscar. Pretty sure I'm giving this movie too much credit only for that. So let's talk about something else. The voice acting. Perfect. I think this is the first, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the first DreamWorks movie where, no. I was going to say Prince of Egypt, but Prince of Egypt was, no, I was going to say this. No, Prince of Egypt came out, I think, a year before, and it had a shitload of A-list celebrities. But I don't think it got as much mainstream attention as Shrek. So, as opposed to mainstream attention, this movie is the first one to actually have an all-star cast. Cameron Diaz, Eddie Murphy, Mike Myers, John Lithgow. It had A-tier star status behind it, and that's probably one of the reasons why it got to the point where it got to, like, the fame. For fuck's sake, they make more memes about Shrek fucking a guy in the ass than anyone else. Once you reach meme status, you know you've made it to the top. Which is exactly where I'm going to put this movie, at the very top. Let's move on. Rise of the Guardians. Oh my god, Rise of the Guardians. I love this movie. And considering that it's Christmas time, that's one of the few DreamWorks movies that I don't own on Blu-ray. I own a shitload. Of Blu-ray movies. But at least DreamWorks movies, I don't own that many on Blu-ray. I own a few of them on DVD, but I'm trying to get every DreamWorks film on Blu-ray. But, yeah, this is one of the ones that I haven't been able to find. So, but we're talking about the movie itself, not my collection. Rise of the Guardians. This is the last DreamWorks movie that DreamWorks made with Paramount as a distributor. As a distribution deal. After that, that's when they started making distribution deals with Fox. I don't know why a lot of people shit on this movie. Like, I really don't. Like, it's a good film. It's not fucking Oscar worthy or great, but it is a good family film. It's a good Christmas movie. For fuck's sake, Santa's tatted up in this movie. What the fuck else do you want? He has naughty and nice tattooed on his arms. Come on, that's a badass Santa right there. But I don't know. I really don't. It's been a while since I've seen this movie, probably because I only see it once or twice a year. But yeah, it's what the fuck else do you want me to say about Rise of the Guardians? I think the reason why a lot of people didn't like or watch Rise of the Guardians is because they confused it with that fucking Owl movie. Something of the Guardians or Guardians. It has a similar fucking font, so I'm guessing people, like, in their minds confuse them and mix them into one. I don't know, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll probably put somewhere around a picture of that fucking Owl movie. Which, that one sucked. Balls. Big hairy balls. I don't like it. If it was here, it'd be on bad. Or I'd just make a terrible column just for that movie. But for Rise of the Guardians, it's going on good for me. Because it is a good film. Penguins of Madagascar. I haven't seen it. I have not seen it. And the only reason I knew years ago, I think a year or two ago, when George and I did the whole guess the DreamWorks movie to the fucking DreamWorks songs, the only reason I knew is because that fucking song was being used to promote the movie itself. But the movie itself, I've never seen. I was never really a huge fan of the Madagascar series. I think the one I really like the most is the Europe's Most Wanted one. The one where that fucking French bitch is like singing an opera. I think that's not the only one I've seen. I think I've seen two, but I don't know which ones. But out of the ones I've seen, that one's my favorite. So that's all I gotta say about the Penguins, because obviously I haven't seen it. What the fuck am I gonna say about something I haven't seen? Mr. Peabody and Sherman. Never seen it either. I didn't even know this movie existed until we did that fucking reaction video. I have no idea what it's about. I legit have no idea what it's about. It's probably one of the least popular DreamWorks movies. I'm trying to figure out what other ones are probably least popular, but the rest have either cult following status or meme status. If I had to choose, probably Over the Hedge would be like in their least popular movies. But out of all of them, I think Mr. Peabody and Sherman. So, yeah. Sorry if you like that movie. Recommend it. But I have never seen it. I don't even know what fucking year it came out, to be honest. I don't remember seeing any ads for it either. That's probably why I don't remember it. Because if I see a DreamWorks movie ad, for some reason they stick with me. I still remember the Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron ad. It's literally like the first few minutes of the movie as the trailer with that song from Rudy. Fuck, what's it called? Tryouts, I think. I forget the name of the composer. But yeah. Now, Monsters vs. Aliens. I'll say it right now, this is a bad movie, but it is hilarious. Even though it is a bad movie, I do like it because it is fucking, what the hell? This is what I did. Oh shit! Oh, I went all the way for what? All right, shit. I'm sorry. See, this is why I support ad blocks, so that shit wouldn't happen. Anyway, I remember watching this in theaters, and that part, I don't know why that fucking part always gets me. The part whenever the aliens first come and then the president goes up in the fucking escalator and starts playing the Beverly Hills Cop theme. I think George even mentioned that on the fucking video where he's just jamming out to that, and then the aliens just start killing everyone. So yeah, yeah. Even though it's a bad movie, it really is a bad movie. But I just love that movie. What else is there to say? It's a bad movie, but fuck it. Megamind. I am sad that Megamind never got a sequel. And I want to partially blame Illumination and Despicable Me because those two movies came out very close to each other. But the one that ended up getting more praise and more recognition was Despicable Me because of those fucking minions. I don't hate minions. I just don't see the appeal to them. You know? I really don't. And I'm guessing that a lot of people were like, oh, well, they're both about villains, so this one has fucking Steve Carell. This one has Will Ferrell. I like Steve Carell better. I'll recommend this one instead of... No, just fuck you. First of all, fuck you. How can you choose between two legends of comedy? Fuck you. You should have seen both. But the thing I want to mention on this is the villain. I forget his name. This motherfucker has a major glow up during the film. First, he looks like a bootleg version of Carl from Jimmy Neutron. Then, when he's a camera guy, he looks like a skater slash emo. Then, when he's a villain, motherfucker is built. I like his fucking glow up. And also, Megamind's love-hate relationship with Metropolitan Man. I think that's his name. Their version of Superman. I like it. And I like the fact that even though he knows he's a terrible fucking villain, he doesn't give a shit. He still tries his best. So you gotta give him points for that. But yeah, Megamind is going on good for me. Because it is a good movie. It really is a good movie. And how the fuck can you say a movie that has Bad by Michael Jackson is bad? No. Nothing that has Michael Jackson in it is bad. Madagascar 3, see? Yours Most Wanted. The one I like. Not that much to say because I've only seen it twice. But I do remember that fucking French bitch singing an opera. So, oh my god, I forgot. This is the one that has a circus afro. That part irritates me. I don't know why. That part irritates me. I honestly don't know whether to put this on meh or good. Because I don't think it is a great film. I think it's the best out of the ones I've seen, but I don't think it's a great film. But if I really had to choose, I'd probably say it should go on the good tier because from what George has told me and from what I've experienced in second and the 2 and 3, apparently they get better with the sequels. Like, out of all the 3 Madagascar films, the first one is the most boring. The second one, like, it builds, it adds to what the first one gave us. And the third one, it just goes all out. So, and from my experience, yeah, the second one really did try to outdo the third one really tried to outdo the second one. And in my eyes, it did. So, I don't know. But, yeah, it is a good movie. Kung Fu Panda 3, my favorite Kung Fu Panda. Fight me. You know what? Don't, because I'll cheat and I will stab you. I will do whatever to win. When it comes to fighting, I will have you beat the fuck up before the fight, so I have an advantage. Yeah, I'm a cheater. But yeah, Kung Fu Panda 3, my favorite. My favorite Kung Fu Panda. It's not a great film. I'll say it right now, even though it's my favorite, it is not a great film. It is a good film. Mostly because the movie tries to pull a subtle racism attack every time Kai shows up. Every time he shows up, you hear I'm Sorry by I forget the name. No, I don't forget. I can't remember. Imagine Dragons. You hear I'm Sorry by Imagine Dragons, but with Asian instruments instead of like the actual like guitars and shit. When I first saw it with George, I'm like, bro, are they trying to be racist without trying to be racist? Because we were high as balls whenever we saw that movie. And George was like, I think so. That part really makes me laugh. Every time you see Kai, or every time you know Kai's about to pop up, you just hear ding, 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 and I start busting out laughing. But yeah, Kung Fu Panda 3, in my eyes, is the best one. Is my favorite one, but it's not the best. The best, like I said, is Kung Fu Panda 2 because you actually feel you know the connection with that fucking peacock and Po. So take that what you will. But Kung Fu Panda 3, my favorite. I'll say it over and over. I don't give a fuck if I sound like a broken record. I like how it ends. Po ends up becoming master or sensei, whatever. I think sensei is only in Japanese. I'm not sure. He ends up becoming the master of the Furious Five. Master Shifu ends up not being a master, so he can master Chi. Little did he know, Po fucking mastered it before he did, and now he's Po's student. So I like how it ended. I wish if they do make a Kung Fu Panda 4, do not continue with Po's story. Po's story ended perfectly. He has both his fathers, not in the gay way. I'm talking about his real father and his adopted father. Let it continue with like the next generation or one of the little fuckers he trains. Like, don't focus on Po because it ended perfectly. Perfectly, it ended. Okay, please, Dreamworks, do not fuck it up. Thank you. We're going on good. I've already ranted enough, and we still got a shitload of movies to go. How to Train Your Dragon 2, I think, yeah, 2. It's a meh for me. For me, it's meh. It's it doesn't do anything for me. Yes, it's sad. It's fucking sad how his dad dies after re-falling in love. Not even re-falling. He never. Okay. In the second one, they find out. Uh, fucking Hiccup finds out that his mom is alive, and his dad is. He doesn't know how he feels. But after seeing her, and I think it's a grotto or something. I don't know. It's like a cave. After seeing her, he says, and I'm not saying it quote by quote. Oh, I'm not saying it verbatim. It's I think he says something along the lines of, "You still look as beautiful as the day I lost you," or something like that. And when I fucking saw it, I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna die. He's gonna die. This is how fucking emotional. This is how emotions work. You're happy, and then out of nowhere you die. And that that movie fucked with me, because he does end up dying, and it fucks with me. I'm not saying it does nothing. Like I probably said it doesn't. I know I said it does nothing, but still, like, only because I saw it coming does it not do anything for me. But other than that, it's more of like a shock factor that happens. But it doesn't really try to outdo the first one, if you know what I'm trying to say. It really doesn't. And I'm guessing it doesn't try to outdo it because, well, they knew the first one was great. They probably just wanted to add to that. Instead of outdoing it, just add on to it. And if we make a third one, which they did, they overdo that. Which they do. And I see it coming up a few movies down. So I'll talk about that. But for now, for me, this movie has to be meh. Because the first one was fucking beautiful. The first one was awesome. And that they didn't do anything with the second one to try to top it, it kind of perplexes me, you know? But what am I going to do? Nothing, right? Because the movie came out about 10 years ago, so nothing I can do. Home. I really don't see why all the fucking hate is to this movie. Sure, I don't think it's a good movie, but all the fucking hate this movie got? Like, just because they use Sheldon from Big Bang Theory as the alien, you gotta admit, his fucking personality is perfect for that role. Like, I didn't even know that was Sheldon, but I'm like, this fucker gives me like a weird vibe. And it turns out it's Sheldon. I don't know his name. All I know is that he's Sheldon and that he's gay. That's all I know. But I honestly, I really don't see all the hate. It is a alright movie. The song is awesome though. The songs that are in this movie are fucking awesome. I do. It does kind of like get on my nerves that every 5-10 minutes there's a Rihanna scene. Like, we get it. You got Rihanna in this movie, but can you focus more on the story instead of just like trying to sell us Rihanna's new album? Like, don't get me wrong. I don't love Rihanna's music. I'll listen to her if someone's playing the music and I can't change it. I'll listen to it. But it's like they were trying to force Rihanna's music on us. And ironically, my favorite song of the film isn't even a Rihanna song. It's a J-Lo song. Which, I think that defeats the purpose, at least in my case. But yeah, personally speaking, this movie has to be probably meh. Even though it's a movie that I'll watch over and over because I just think it's fucking funny. The Croods. The Croods is probably the movie that got me back into watching Dreamworks movies over and over again. Because there was a time when, even though I knew Dreamworks movies were being made, I just didn't watch them when they first came out or anything. If I saw the DVD on sale, I'd pick it up and watch it. But I think The Croods is the one that actually made me start watching Dreamworks movies religiously again. And I'm glad it was that one, because I love this movie. All the characters fit their voice actors. What's his name? Nicolas Cage plays Grug, the father. Nicolas Cage can go batshit crazy. I don't even know if he's a method actor, but if he was a method actor, I'd believe it. He plays his part perfectly. Fucking, I completely forget her name. Emma Stone. No. Fucking the female from Superbad. I completely forget her name. I think it is Emma Stone. I'm not sure. She plays the daughter. What the fuck is her name? Eep? Yeah. Ryan Reynolds plays Guy. Ryan Reynolds is perfect for that role. Because Guy is condescending without trying to be condescending, because he's more civilized than them. If you haven't seen the movie, it's basically a caveman family surviving with the caveman mentality while Guy is over here discovering science and shit. Like, fucker knows what a belt is, fucker knows what shoes are, he knows how to make fire. These fuckers have never even seen fire, so yeah. And also, I don't know how Croods 3 is gonna do without Cloris Leachman. Cloris Leachman is the lady that she used to do the voice of the grandma. But as I said in my Spirit Untamed trailer, she passed away, so I don't know if they're gonna replace her or if in the movie they're gonna mention her death, or I don't know. Because it sucks whenever an actor dies or an actress dies, whichever of the two, and they're part of a franchise that has the potential of being extended, and they die, and you don't know what you're gonna do with the character. Perfect example, Chadwick Boseman. He was in the fucking prime of his career when he passed away. Now we don't know what Black Panther 2 is gonna be about, or how it's gonna, like, we don't know how they're gonna deal with his death in the movie. Like, are they gonna say that T'Challa died, or are they gonna say that he went somewhere and he left this behind? I don't know. But I'm dwelling way deep into this. I'm just gonna say that The Croods is a great movie. Yes, Oscar-worthy movie, hands down. Croods 2, on the other hand, we'll get to it. I see it. I see it. It's the very last one. We'll get to it. Captain Underpants. Captain Underpants. One of the best DreamWorks. I did not think this was gonna be a great movie. I did not think. There's only one thing I don't like about this movie, but it can be overlooked. Easily, it can be overlooked. Captain Underpants. The voice acting fits. The art style fits. They even have the fucking flipperamas. Come on. Come on. Fucking Dave Kroll or Nick Kroll or one of the two. I think it's Nick Kroll. He plays Professor Pipey Poopy Pants. That role was made for him. It was fucking made for him. Now, as I said, there's one thing that I don't like. The one thing I don't like about this movie is that they spend too much time trying to avoid Captain Underpants being turned back into Mr. Krupp and vice versa. They could have. I don't see any other way they could have like gone around it. I get it. Like he becomes Captain Underpants or the other person when he gets water on him. I get it. But I mean, they could have probably cut it down a little. And the theme song, you cannot go wrong with Weird Al. You really cannot. Weird Al is a godsend. I don't give a fuck what you say. The man learned how to sing Amish Paradise backwards so the music video can come out perfectly. If you don't call that dedication to the craft, I don't know what you call that. So all that put together makes Captain Underpants a great movie. Okay? This is my list. This is my opinion. Fuck off. Boss Baby, on the other hand, that is not a great film. That really is not a great film. This is coming from someone who actually likes the movie. It is not a great film. I don't know where to start. I really do not know where to start. Where do I start? Okay. Let's do this. This is basically Alec Baldwin's origin story. I can say that with a straight face. This is basically Alec Baldwin's origin story. He did not have to change for shit for this role. I'm pretty sure if Alec Baldwin was here, was like, yeah, that's how I grew up, being an asshole to everyone, telling them what to do. I really don't know. I do like the fact that Tobey Maguire is a narrator. I completely forgot what the motherfucker sounded like, and I did not know he was in the fucking movie until I saw the credits. It said narrator Tobey Maguire. I'm like, holy shit! The first Spider-Man is part of this. So yeah, but on the real though, I honestly, for Boss Baby, even though I really like the film, I have to go bad. It's just like the story's all over the place too. The writing is all over the place. The delivery for everything is like it just happens that everything is too convenient. Everything that happens in the movie is too convenient. So I don't know. I don't know. There's not that much to say about that, but yeah. Madagascar 2. Only seen it once. And I barely remember anything. All I remember was whenever that fucking hippo was seeing all those hippos with big asses and made a fucking song about it. That's literally all I remember. I'm not even joking. That's all I remember, when everyone wanted to fuck that hippo, and that hippo only wanted to fuck, I think it's Queen Latifah, her character. All you see is just fucking outlines of hippos and their fat asses. That's literally all I remember from that fucking movie. Holy shit. Why the fuck is it that the only thing that I also do remember the fact of Alex's dad and his uncle or whoever the fuck like having Alex being outcasted. They basically wanted to pull a fucking Lion King without any of the murder, if you think about it. That's it. But yeah, that's all I remember. Bootleg Lion King without no murdering and fat fat hippo ass. Oh my god, give me a second. Fuck. Holy shit. That's the only thing I remember, to be honest. And I think there was even a fucking like a plane or something. Like, did they fly a plane? I don't know. They're stealing too much themselves. But yeah, Madagascar 1. Never seen it. Never seen Madagascar 1, so I'm not gonna say anything about it. Probably because I'm still laughing about hippos. I'm still laughing about hippo culos. Holy shit. How to Train Your Dragon 1. I think that movie is what I How to Train Your Dragon 1 is what I want to call that movie the start of the DreamWorks Renaissance. Because the DreamWorks Golden Age is from 97 to when A Bug's Life came out to about 2002 or 2000 or whenever Shrek 2 came out, which I think was in 2004. From 97, so a good 7 years. The DreamWorks Dark Ages, no, it's not really their Dark Ages because they didn't make that many movies during those days. What would you call that? Not the Golden Age, the Renaissance. It's probably when this started. Let's say it's the Dark Years. No, I don't know whatever the fuck, but the Renaissance is, I feel that it was started by this movie, How to Train Your Dragon, because it's a movie that really actually rivaled whatever Disney was putting out during that time. So, not just because of that, I think it's a great movie. I think it has a great story. I love the relationship between Hiccup and Toothless. I love how, and this is with all Dragon movies, not just this one. I love how the movie goes on, and you see Hiccup older, because in this one he's a fucking like a kid. It starts from him being a kid to like his preteens to like the second one he's a teenager, and then the third one he's like barely turning 18, and the movie ends with him being a grown man with a badass Viking beard. But mostly because this movie, in my opinion, started the DreamWorks Renaissance. It's a great movie, but like I said, I love the dynamics, not the relationships between everyone. I do kind of find it annoying that the side characters are like more famous people than the guy who's the main the main character, Jay Baruchel. He plays Hiccup, but they got fucking what's his name, Jonah Hill as one of the characters, and they got, I don't know all the actors involved, alright? So, but I do know he's involved in that movie somehow, and like as a character. But other than that, like this movie is, like I said, Oscar worthy, which makes sense considering this and Part 2, wherever I put it, and Part 3 were all nominated for Oscars. Sadly, none of them won. B-movie. B-movie is not a terrible movie. It is not a terrible movie. You think it's terrible because it's been memed. But if you want to apply that logic to any movie, you'd say Shrek is terrible because it's been memed. See, it works both ways, fucker. It's not a terrible movie. And one thing, I don't know how to word this, but I was gonna make like a joke, but I'll tell you this. Martin Scorsese is in this fucking movie. I swear to God, he's not called Martin Scorsese in the movie, but he's in the movie. I think he's like a producer, I don't know. All I recognize is those fucking bushy eyebrows, and he actually voices that character. I can't remember his name, but I'll try to find it and put it up here, like on the left or right, wherever. But he's in the movie, and if I find the name, I'll put it under the fucking picture. I don't know how the fuck they managed to get one of the best movie directors of the modern age to be in that movie. I'm pretty sure they had to pay him a lot of money. I'm pretty sure that's where most of the money for the budget went. In my opinion, it's worth it. But say what you will about B movie, but I think it's a good movie. I really do. I really do. How to Train Your Dragon 3. Another perfect ending to a trilogy. Just like Kung Fu Panda. How to Train Your Dragon. My mom literally cried at the end of this one. I was close to fucking crying at the end of this one. I'm gonna spoil it. So, fuck off for a few seconds if you don't want it spoiled. But at the end, they let all the dragons free. They let them free. They let them go to the hidden world because the best dragon slayer in the land is after all of their dragons, but he's after specifically after Toothless. He's a Night Fury, and his girlfriend, who's a Light Fury. They're the last two of their kind. So he wants to kill that kind, and in trying to get away from the hunter, they discover the hidden world, which is where the dragons come from. So after they defeat the evil guy, I completely forget his name. I don't even remember who he's voiced by. After they defeat him and all that, they let the dragons free. They go to the hidden world. They no longer depend on dragons for their day-to-day lives. But the reason that I almost cried at the end was because Toothless and his girl end up getting not Toothless. Hiccup and his girl end up getting married. They end up having kids. This is like, I'm telling, maybe 10, 15 years in the future. Like I said, he ends up with a fucking awesome, glorious Viking beard. So they go to the edge of the hidden world, and because Toothless is the alpha, I'm guessing his job is to like protect the hidden world. So he stays on the entrance, and he notices a boat coming close. So he gets on the boat trying to defend it. But then Hiccup puts his hand out. Toothless smells it, recognizes him, and starts like playing with him. That part, my mom started crying, and I'm talking like ugly crying, where she couldn't handle it. I was this close of crying too. I'm not gonna lie. What is there more to say? I fucking love the visuals when they go into the hidden world. It is fucking. I have a 4K TV. I have a 4K device. I have it in 4K. The movie is fucking beautiful in 4K. I love the visuals of when they go into the hidden world. What else can I say? The villain is written perfectly. The movie makes you fucking hate the villain. You want to go in there. There goes the fucking. There we go. The movie makes you want to go in the movie and beat the motherfucker out of the villain. Makes you want to kick his ass and then rape him, and then kick his ass again. I really fucking hated the villain in this movie because he does those cliche movie villain tactics where, oh, I'm gonna use your fucking guy as leverage. There's a part whenever they capture the Light Fury, which is the white version of Toothless, and they're about to fucking tear through his fucking fleet. He does a typical punk ass movie villain shit. I'll shoot her if you don't tell your dragon to tell the other dragons to fuck off. So yeah, as a villain, perfect. The movie makes you hate him as a villain, which is what the fucking thing is supposed to do in the first place. It's supposed to make you hate the villain, unless the villain is played by someone who's lovable. At least try to make you relate to the villain. But no, this one makes you want to fucking kill him. End of discussion. It is a perfect movie. A great movie. Oscar-worthy movie. Yeah. And now on the opposite side of the spectrum. Over the Hedge. I'll be honest. The only thing I like about Over the Hedge, and I'm being real here, is the music and the scene that was stolen by the X-Men. If you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, you know the scene in the X-Men Days of Future Past where they're breaking out Magneto in that kitchen scene, and everyone is about to get shot, but then Quicksilver just fuck it, put on music, starts moving shit around. They copied that from this. I don't know if they actually did copy it or, but there is a scene that uses that same fucking song where the hamster or the squirrel, whatever the fuck he is, where there's shit going on. Everything is in slow motion and he just walks normal speed. I don't know how the fuck that's possible. But yeah, that's probably like one of the two things that I like. That and the music. The rest is, like, why are the humans so fucking aggressive to a squirrel? Like, they see a squirrel, he's smiling at them. They end up fucking trying to kill him. I have not seen anyone trying to kill a squirrel just because, oh, yes, rabies. Really? Punk bitches? I mean, well, then again, it is a white neighborhood. You know how they're scared of everything. I might get canceled, but oh well. But yeah, I even though I do love the music, I think it's a bad film. I really do think it's a bad film. Even though I wouldn't say that it's developed a cult following or meme status. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's a bad film. I'll probably watch it over and over if I'm like bored and or high, but other than that, no. I don't think I would. Oh well. Shark Tale. Shark Tale is I think it came out after Shrek 2, which makes sense considering that it wasn't in the Dreamworks golden age. Like, if you think about it, Shark Tale is basically a PG version of a mobster film. Now that I think about it, now that I remember, it was an MB movie. That was fucking Larry David, I think. No, not Larry David. Fuck, that old guy with the talk show. Larry King. There we go. It was Larry King that was in that movie. Martin Scorsese was in Shark Tale. I had them completely mixed up. Which, now that I think about it, it makes a lot more sense why he was in that movie. Think about it. Martin Scorsese was in it. Martin Scorsese, what does he make? Mob films. What's a major plot point in Shark Tale? The Shark Mafia. This is a Scorsese film for kids with Scorsese in it. Try to debunk that theory. Try. Like, really, really try. Even though it's a it's a bad movie, the animation is not that great. But I mean, I like it. I don't know why I like it. I put myself through hell playing the game that was based off of the movie, but I like it. Not the game, the movie. I don't like the game. Fuck the game. So, Shark Tale, even though it is a bad movie, I'm putting it under meh because I enjoy it. I really do. It's growing up. I realize now why I love mob films, because I loved them when I was a kid. There's a fucking mob film that I watched as a kid without knowing that I was watching a mob film. Now, Sinbad is, I want to say, the first Dreamworks movie that kind of disappointed. Like, it disappointed both at the box office, I want to say, I'm not sure, and critically. Even though I would fuck the shit out of the villain, I forget her name, and Sinbad's girlfriend. But the movie itself, I mean, I can't believe a movie with fucking Brad Pitt didn't do that great. So, because I think Brad Pitt does play Sinbad. He plays an Arabian pirate. Yeah, back then you were complaining about that, huh? Snowflake fox. On the real though, I do like the visuals, especially whenever that evil bitch starts getting her fucking powers all fucked up. Like I do like the visuals. It's basically the villain is basically the DreamWorks version of Ursula, or the fat bitch from Little Mermaid. But I really doesn't do much for me other than like the visuals are pretty good. I completely forget what the fucking story's about. I really do. I do not remember like the main plot point of the film. So mostly for that, I'm just gonna put it as bad. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't. Abominable. Isn't it ironic that although I own the movie, I still haven't fucking seen it? I mean, what the fuck do you expect? Look at all the movies I have. At least half of those movies I haven't seen. And it's not for lack of trying. I watch movies all the time, but I just buy more movies than I watch more movies. Like, after I'm fucking done watching 5, I've already bought another 20. So, I'm sorry. I own the fucking movie and I haven't seen it yet. Because I'm trying to watch the movies that I buy in order as how I buy them. And I recently bought the movie. And I don't think you can see the bottom, but it's almost fucking poking out with movies. So I got a lot of shit before I watch this one. So it's gonna have to go on haven't seen. I'm sorry. It's fucking ironic. Like, I'll watch it after I make this video. I'll watch it right after if I have time before work. If not, then I'm sorry. I'll watch it probably in the morning while this video is rendering. Ants. I want to say this is the first DreamWorks movie I've ever seen. And I thank Ants for that. Ants is, even though you could say it's a carbon copy of A Bug's Life, I don't give a fuck. I like the movie. I really like the movie. It's even though yes, it's nearly the same as A Bug's Life. The only difference is that Bug's Life has those circus bugs, and the closest thing that that ants could have to those circus bugs is the Insectopia bugs, the ones that are getting high. You know they're getting high. The ladybug and the fucking, I think it's a weevil or something, where they're literally eating shit. They're literally eating shit, because there's ones like, this tastes like crap. And then he passes it to a weevil or a dung beetle. Oh, this is crap. It's good. Like they're literally eating shit. I fucking love that scene, to be honest. But I think that's the closest thing that DreamWorks came up with for, like, at least the circus bugs for A Bug's Life. But yeah, animated Oscar didn't exist back then. But if it did, Ants would be an easy contender. 100%. 100%. Now this piece of shit right here, did not need to exist. It did not need to exist. How the fuck do you shit on the legacy of trolls? How? I don't know. I really don't. There's so many fucking things wrong with this movie. There's a lot of things wrong with this movie. The main thing wrong with this movie is, why the fuck didn't the female troll just call her friends from the old one to beat the fuck out of the evil trolls? That's the main thing. Think about it. They could have wiped the fucking floor with them. No, for plot purposes, we're not gonna call them. Seriously? No, this is a terrible film. This is a bad movie. No, there's so many things wrong with this movie. No, that was my main fucking gripe with the movie, and it is a big one. No. Mm-mm. Now the next three, some of the best DreamWorks movies. Maybe not the first one. Flushed Away. It's a good movie. George, I want to say that's in George's top five for the fucking reason that I'm about to say right now. When he first, I've seen this movie multiple times. The first time he saw it, there's this one scene when the two main rats are running away from again, another fucking mob film from the Frog Mafia, and some fucking rats are chasing them. They're using like egg beaters. The last one uses a fucking toaster and gets electrocuted. George doesn't know whether he should laugh because it's funny or feel bad because he was so certain that he was gonna catch up to them. Like, he was so happy of doing that. He ends up choosing the wrong device and fucking shocks himself to death. Oh god, I remember that day. Like, we were watching it and George just started busting out laughing, saying, "I'm going to hell." I'm like, why? Because I'm laughing at someone who didn't try to kill themselves but ended up killing themselves. I love this movie. I love this movie. I do. Like, the human animations is kind of weird. But luckily, they're only in the movie for about, like, less than a minute. So, the rest is the rats. And also, this isn't really a DreamWorks film. This is more of an Aardman film. They were just distributed by DreamWorks back when they used to distribute their own films. So, take that shit with fucking not even a grain of salt. Take it with seawater if you want to. But I think it's a great film. I really do. Despite the weird animations for the claymation on the humans, I think it's a great film. So, yeah. It's going up there. Wallace and Gromit. Never seen it. I have never seen that movie. I do know it won an Oscar though, but I have never seen it. And it kind of sucks because I do remember all the promotions that they made. I think it was with I don't know if it was Burger King or McDonald's, where you could get like a little bullhorn looking thing and howl into it, and it would sound like the fucking were-rabbit. I do remember that. I remember it because I would see that commercial a lot. And one of the times I went to San Antonio to visit some family, one of my cousins had it, and we were fucking around with it. Ooh! But yeah, I do remember all the promotions, all the ads, and all this shit. But I just never got around to it. Oh well. Chicken Run though. Chicken Run is the shit. Chicken Run is the shit. That's Chicken Run is basically DreamWorks and or Aardman's version of The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. This is a fucking Nazi concentration camp. I don't give a fuck what you say. You're not gonna change my mind. This is a Nazi concentration camp for chickens. How do I know it? They're encamped, barbed wire, and once they don't do their job, they are cooked. There is even a fucking scene when they're in an oven. That's a little sacrilegious and dark humor, but it's a concentration camp movie. You cannot change my mind, and you cannot disagree. I can find the dark humor in that. I really can. I just did. So yeah. Don't even fucking say anything. Prince of Egypt. Now, Prince of Egypt. I'll say it right now. El Dorado is my favorite DreamWorks. It's my favorite animated film ever. But even I can admit that The Prince of Egypt is the best DreamWorks film ever made. It hands down, nothing can compete within DreamWorks or, in my opinion, within anything else with The Prince of Egypt. It is beautiful visually. Voice acting is perfect. Even though I am not a man of faith, I love the story. I love the soundtrack, which, thank fuck, it won the Oscar for Best Soundtrack. It deserved it. Everything about this movie is perfect. This movie can be enjoyed by both religious fanatics and atheists that enjoy the art of filmmaking. If you have never seen The Prince of Egypt, if you have never seen a DreamWorks film and just want to see one, The Prince of Egypt is the one you have to watch. It is the best DreamWorks film by far, if not ever. Nothing will ever top it. It used, for the time, new technology for 2D mostly, because there are a few 3D elements, but not like CGI 3D. Well, yeah, but like not like Pixar level 3D. Even though the first Toy Story came out a few years before, but no, no, this movie, if the Oscars have the animation award, that movie should have won. And if it didn't, I would have probably fucking rioted. At only about 3 years old, because I was born in '94. That one came out in, I think, '97 or '98. Now, El Dorado, The Road to El Dorado, my favorite DreamWorks movie. It's not a great film. I hate to say that. It is not a great film. It's a good film. But it hurts me to say that, because it has a great soundtrack. You can't go wrong with Elton John. It has Elton John, Hans Zimmer, which I think he also made the scores for The Prince of Egypt. Fuck you. He also made the. I completely lost my train of thought because of that. Oh yeah, let's just say that El Dorado flopped when it shouldn't have, even though it wasn't a great story. So yeah, it's a great movie. No, it's a good movie. And the last one. If you want me to keep talking about El Dorado, I will. Like I said, I love the fucking. The visuals are exactly the same as The Prince of Egypt. I think it came out like maybe 1 or 2 years after. It really did not change. Like, I think Prince of Egypt came out in '98. El Dorado came out in 2000. The only one that came out between them is Chicken Run, but it wasn't really made by them. It was made by Artemis. So I think that's probably why El Dorado and The Prince of Egypt have the same art style, because they were made one right after the other. So it makes sense why it would have that same art style or the same animation style. Because art style, no, it does not have the same art style. You can tell the little differences. But yeah, El Dorado, my favorite DreamWorks movie. It's not the best one. This masterpiece right here, that's the best one. And I just now noticed that it doesn't have Joseph King of Dreams. I think it was just going by theatrical releases, which Troll shouldn't be on there because it was direct to fucking streaming. So I don't know why. Weird. Okay. But yeah, the Croods 2. I felt that it was trying to be a little too woke, to be honest. I I don't know, but I just got that vibe off of it. It wasn't as wacky as how I wanted it to be, as like the first one was, but I don't know. Sorry, I just shook my fucking desk. There's not that much for me to say. I just felt that it was too woke. But not too woke, but it was like on the verge of becoming too woke, but it's not like it wasn't woke enough. I don't know. And that's how I'm gonna end this. Do you agree with this list? I know you're not gonna agree with a few. I know you probably won't agree with any. I know you're probably saying, fuck DreamWorks, it's all about Disney, like it's some type of gang warfare up in this bitch. But I want to know, do you agree with some of these? Do you not agree with some of these? How would you put the movies in what order? Let me know. And with all that being said, I hope you fuckers like, comment, and sub. And yeah, I will see you motherfuckers later.